God is giving you and your family big blessings today. Accept them now. When you wake up in the morning with the weight of yesterday still pressing on your chest, when the memories of your struggles seem louder than your hope for tomorrow, and when you wonder if God has seen the tears that have stained your pillow through the long and silent nights, I want you to know that today is not just another day to drag your feet through the routines of life. Today is a divine appointment. Today is a holy visitation. Today is a moment when heaven has chosen to pour out something new and extraordinary into your life and into the lives of your loved ones. Because God is giving you and your family big blessings today, and your only task is to accept them with faith and with open arms. For too long, you may have carried burdens that were not yours to carry. Worries about finances, fears about health, concerns about your children, your spouse, your future, and even your worth. But God has been watching and working in silence, preparing blessings that are so much larger than the challenges you've endured. Blessings that will not only restore what was lost, but will multiply it in ways that you could never have orchestrated with your own strength. And this very day, not tomorrow, not next year, not at some faraway time, but right now in this season, those blessings are being released over your life and over your family in a wave of divine favor. Sometimes we think blessings come only when everything is perfect, when we have cleaned up every mess, when we have fixed every broken piece of our lives. But God's blessings are not about your perfection. They are about His goodness, His mercy, and His faithfulness. And that means even in the middle of your struggles, even while you're still figuring things out, even while the bills are stacked on the table and your heart is heavy with unanswered questions, God is able to open doors, shift circumstances, and release abundance that will cause you to stand in awe of His power. And today, He is declaring that you and your family are stepping into that overflow. It is not an accident that you are reading this message right now, because God knows exactly when to deliver His word to His children. He knows when your spirit is weary, when your strength is running out, when your hope is fading. And at the exact moment you need it most, He sends a reminder that His hand is still upon you. His angels are still surrounding you. His promises are still alive for you. And that the blessings that seem delayed are not denied. They are simply arriving at their appointed time. And that appointed time is today. Think of how many times you have prayed and wondered if your prayers even reached the heavens. Think of the nights when you cried out, "Lord, are you listening?" And yet the silence seemed deafening. But now understand this: every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed, every sigh that escaped your heart has been collected and remembered. None of it has been wasted. And God has been arranging the right circumstances, preparing the right opportunities, and aligning the right people so that when the blessing came, it would not be a partial answer, but a complete and overwhelming outpouring that would transform your life and the lives of your family members in ways you cannot even measure. And that blessing is knocking at your door today. Your children may have been struggling. Your relationships may have felt strained. Your finances may have looked uncertain, and your health may have left you feeling vulnerable. But God is saying that the season of lack, worry, and fear is coming to an end, because He is speaking life into your home. He is speaking peace into your mind. He is speaking healing into your body. He is speaking provision into your finances, and He is speaking joy into your family. And when God speaks, His word does not return empty. It accomplishes exactly what He sends it out to do. And today, His word over you is blessing, abundance, and breakthrough. Sometimes we hold ourselves back from receiving because we think we are not worthy. We replay mistakes from the past. We think of the times we failed. We convince ourselves that maybe blessings are for others and not for us. But let me remind you of this truth. God's blessings are not rewards for perfection. They are gifts of love from a perfect Father. And when He chooses to bless you, it is not because you have earned it, but because He loves you, because you are His child, because His grace covers you, and because His mercy has chosen you. So stop doubting, stop questioning, and instead lift up your heart in gratitude, because today, yes, today, big blessings are being delivered to you and to your family. The greatest mistake you could make in this season is to close your heart in disbelief, because blessings require acceptance, miracles require faith, breakthroughs require expectation, and if you can believe, even when you do not yet see it, if you can praise Him even before the blessing arrives at your doorstep, if you can trust Him even when the circumstances still look impossible, then you will step into the reality of what He has already promised. And you will watch as doors open, as relationships heal, as opportunities flow, as health is restored, and as your family steps into a new chapter of favor. Right now, God is turning situations around behind the scenes. Things that looked permanent are being reversed. Debts are being canceled. Diagnoses are being overturned. Divisions are being reconciled, and dry seasons are being watered with new abundance. Because when God decides to bless, nothing and no one can stop it. Not your past, not your enemies, not your doubts, not the economy, not even your own mistakes. Because His blessing is greater than every obstacle, and today He is declaring that this blessing belongs to you and your family, if only you will accept it. So I invite you to pause for a moment, to breathe deeply, and to whisper with faith, Lord, I receive it. I accept your blessings for me and my family today. Because those simple words spoken in faith open the floodgates of heaven over your life. They unlock doors that no man can shut. They align your spirit with God's promises, and they position you to see the miracles you have been praying for manifest before your very eyes. Today is not ordinary. It is sacred. It is divine. It is appointed. It is an answer to the prayers of yesterday. It is the fulfillment of the promises spoken over your life long ago. And it is the day when heaven declares loudly that you and your family are chosen, favored, blessed, and loved beyond measure. So do not let this moment pass you by with hesitation or doubt. Instead, embrace it, rejoice in it, and walk confidently into the blessings God has set before you. Because truly, the best is yet to come, and this is only the beginning of a new season filled with joy, abundance, and peace for you and for your household.
And so as you sit with these words and let them sink into your heart, you must realize that blessings are not always loud. They do not always come with trumpet sounds and flashing lights. Sometimes blessings arrive quietly, like the morning sun rising over the horizon after a long, dark night. And yet their impact is profound, for they illuminate every shadow. They warm every cold place. They awaken hope that was once dormant, and they bring with them the assurance that God has been working behind the curtain of your life even when you could not see it. And now He is pulling back that curtain to reveal the blessings that were always destined for you and for your family. Imagine for a moment how a farmer waits through the harshness of winter, through the barrenness of the fields, trusting that the seeds planted long ago will one day break through the soil, watered by rain and nurtured by the sun, and then suddenly, when the season is right, life bursts forth in abundance, harvests overflow, and joy fills the land. And in the same way, your prayers, your tears, your acts of faith, and your steadfast perseverance have been seeds in the soil of God's timing. And now, in this very season, the rain of His favor is falling, the sun of His grace is shining, and the harvest of blessings is ready, not just for you, but for your entire household. And all that remains is for you to gather it with open hands and a grateful heart. Perhaps you have wondered why it took so long, why answers were delayed, why struggles seemed unending. And perhaps you felt at times like God was silent, like your cries were ignored. But the truth is that His timing is never rushed, never random, and never careless. Because God understands the preparation needed. He knows the strength you had to build, the lessons you had to learn, the resilience that had to be forged in your spirit. And he also knew that if blessings came too early, they might slip through your hands. But now, after all that you have endured, after all the valleys you have walked through, after all the nights you have survived, you are finally ready to hold, protect, and multiply the blessings he is releasing. And that is why today is not an ordinary day, but a day marked in heaven as the beginning of a season of overflow for you and your family. These blessings are not just material, though financial breakthroughs are surely on the way. These blessings are not just physical, though healing is being poured into bodies that have ached for relief. And these blessings are not just emotional, though peace is being spoken into homes where chaos has tried to dwell. But these blessings are spiritual, eternal, and transformational. For God is not simply giving you more things, He is giving you more of Himself, His presence, His guidance, His protection, and His wisdom. And when you walk in these gifts, you find the doors open naturally. Relationships heal naturally. Opportunities arise naturally, because the presence of God turns every space into holy ground and every moment into a chance for miracles.
Do not underestimate what is happening right now, because while it may look like just another day in the natural, in the supernatural there is movement. There are angels being dispatched to guard your household. There are doors being unlocked in boardrooms where your name is being mentioned. There are healings being released that will surprise doctors. There are financial provisions being transferred into your life in unexpected ways. And there are hearts being softened and relationships being restored, because God has decided that this is the day He will show His glory through you and your family. So lift up your head, lift up your voice, and lift up your faith, because today heaven is leaning in your direction. And while you may be tempted to doubt, to think, could this really be for me? Or maybe this blessing is meant for someone else. I want to remind you that God does not make mistakes. He does not send His promises to the wrong address. He does not overlook His children. And if this message has found its way into your life right now, it is because He orchestrated it, He planned it, and He is speaking directly to you, reminding you that He has heard every cry, seen every struggle, and counted every step, and that the blessing is not only on its way, it is already here. It is already surrounding you. It is already unfolding. And all that is left is for you to embrace it and declare with faith that it belongs to you and to your family. So let today be the day you stop walking with your head bowed down in defeat. Let today be the day you stop questioning whether your life has meaning. Let today be the day you release the bitterness, the fear, the regret, and the shame, and instead choose to walk with confidence, with peace, and with joy, because you are stepping into a new chapter that will be written with God's hand of favor, and every page will be filled with testimonies of His goodness, His provision, and His blessings poured out not just on you, but on your family, your children, your future generations. For what God is releasing today will not be temporary. It will be generational. It will be lasting. It will be a legacy of faith and abundance that carries forward into the lives of those who come after you. And so I say again, God is giving you and your family big blessings today. Not someday, not far away, but today, right now, in this moment. And the only thing required of you is to open your heart, to lift up your hands, to speak words of faith, and to receive them. Because heaven has already signed your name on the package of miracles, and now it is being delivered to your life. So rejoice, believe, and accept, for your season of blessing has arrived.
And as you reflect on the promise that God is giving you and your family big blessings today, I want you to imagine, with the eyes of faith, the abundance that is coming into your life. Picture the doors that have been closed for years suddenly swinging open. Picture the relationships that have been strained for seasons being restored. Picture financial provision arriving in ways you could never have imagined. Picture the health of your loved ones being renewed, the peace of your home being unshakable, and the joy of your family radiating like sunlight into every corner of your household. Because God's blessings are not partial, they are not limited, they are overflowing, they are complete, they are life-changing, and they are meant to impact not just you individually, but the entire circle of your family, extending into your children, your spouse, your parents, and even into the lives of those whom you influence. And when you begin to see life through this lens of expectation, you realize that every trial you endured, every night you prayed through tears, every moment you felt like giving up, was leading to this very moment, this very day, this exact season when heaven aligns to release its favor upon your house. You must understand, beloved, that blessings from God are rarely just about receiving what we want. They are about transformation. They are about elevation. They are about walking into a new level of understanding, strength, and faith. Because when God blesses, He does not just fill your pockets, He fills your soul. He does not just bring opportunity, He brings alignment with His purpose. He does not just restore what was lost, He multiplies it beyond your expectation. And that is why today is monumental, because the blessings being poured into your life and into your family are designed to position you for growth, for influence, for impact, and for the fulfillment of every dream and promise He has placed in your heart. And all that is required of you is belief, gratitude, and the willingness to receive. Because faith is the key that unlocks the door to God's abundance. And when you accept what He has for you without hesitation or doubt, you will experience a shift so profound that it will redefine everything about your present and future. Perhaps you have wondered why some seasons feel dry, why prayers seem delayed, why opportunities appear to vanish just when you thought you were close. And yet, in the midst of that wondering, in the heart of that struggle, God has been orchestrating every detail, moving every piece on the board in ways that you cannot yet see. And while you were busy worrying, He was busy working. While you were questioning, He was quietly preparing. And while you were hesitant, He was making sure that the blessing, when it arrives, would not just be sufficient, it would be abundant, overflowing, unmistakable, undeniable, and permanent. And now, after all the preparation, the waiting, and the walking through the fire, the moment has come for you and your family to step fully into the reality of God's favor and blessing, to rejoice, to lift your hands, to proclaim victory over your life, and to embrace every miracle, every provision, and every joy that heaven is releasing for you. And as you accept these blessings, understand that they are not just for you to enjoy, they are for you to steward, to multiply, and to use to bless others. Because God's abundance is never meant to be hoarded, His miracles are never meant to be hidden, and His favor is never intended to be kept in isolation. But rather, as you receive, you are called to share, to sow seeds of kindness, generosity, and encouragement into the lives of those around you. And in doing so, the blessings multiply even more. They expand beyond what you could ever plan, and the ripple effect of God's favor flows through your family, your community, and your sphere of influence in ways that are eternal, immeasurable, and transformative, making your acceptance of today's blessings not just a personal triumph, but a generational turning point. Do not be distracted by appearances. Do not be swayed by temporary setbacks. Do not let fear whisper lies of doubt into your heart, for God's blessings are not dependent on circumstance. They are anchored in His character, His promises, and His faithfulness. And when you believe in what He has spoken, when you declare your readiness to receive, when you lift your eyes to the heavens and proclaim, "Lord, I trust you. I accept your blessing for my family today," you are opening the floodgates to what He has already prepared. And there will be a shift so profound that people around you will wonder how this change happened. They will notice the sudden turn of events, the peace in your home, the joy in your heart, the restoration in your relationships, and the favor in your endeavors. And all of it will be a testimony of God's grace and goodness flowing through you and multiplying in your household.